Hey, hi, welcome. Welcome back. This is Pages with Postaway. I'm Heather, or Miss Postaway if you're one of my students, and we are going to talk about banned books. I'm super excited to be talking about that because it is Banned Book Week 2024. All this week, we are going to be looking at or highlighting banned books, and I'm super excited to be a part of that. My goal, especially since I'm a little backlogged, is to put a video up once a day for the whole week, and so we should be highlighting about 7 or more banned books this week. Let's get started, and my first banned book of the week is going to be Looking for Alaska. I finished this one up in July. It's by John Green. Really good book. It makes the list a lot for ALA's banned books, top banned books, most banned books, which is kind of strange. I mean, it has reasons, but this book is about Miles, who decides that he's had enough with public school and wants to pursue the great perhaps, and he ends up going to a boarding school that his dad had gone to in Alabama called Culver Creek Boarding School. He is really excited about this. He gets a roommate nicknamed the Colonel. The Colonel nicknames him Pudge because he is a beanpole. Go figure. He kind of gets a bunch of friends in this friend group. He has a very complicated friendship/crush with the very complicated, messy, beautiful young lady down the hall named Alaska. The entire book is set up in kind of a before and after with a very tragic event that happens kind of in the middle that centers on obviously Alaska. Hence the title. This book it's hijinks, it's friend groups, it's young love, it's just all those themes that are kind of part of YA. There's a lot of, and I guess this is common in boarding schools and private schools, but there's a lot of pranks that go on, messing with each other. So that was kind of a big piece of the book. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed it. It will not be on my shelf, but I teach 6th grade middle school, and even the author himself kind of said he wrote it for high schoolers. All that being said, this book gets targeted a lot, being challenged and banned. It's got a lot of really good themes in it that I can see why maybe a teacher would want to read it with the class. But I mean, it was published in 2005. I have my handy dandy list from the Marshall Libraries. I really love them, and they kind of break down when a book has been challenged or banned. Just highlighting, challenged means that someone wanted the book taken off. Banned means that it was actually pulled off the shelf. So I was just gonna kind of highlight some of the many times that this one has come up. Interestingly enough, as we are 2005, we're almost, 20 years later. I think a lot of the things that this one gets highlighted for and questioned on aren't necessarily things that our kids are like not already exposed to in some way, shape, or form. So let me go through some of the things that have made this book a target for our friends who like to pull books off shelves. So in 2008, it was challenged. It was an 11th grade English class that there were concerns that it had graphic language and sexual content. 2009, it was challenged, but again retained, still 11th grade, graphic language, sexual contact. 2012, it was challenged because of inappropriate language. They do cuss. Other issues, not sure if it was removed or not. It was banned in 2013 it was removed from a required reading list and banned for inappropriate language. 2014, it was challenged. They found the book had an inappropriate story. 2015 challenged. It was retained. They claimed it was too racy to read. 2016 challenged but retained was a middle school. Parents questioned content. 2017 challenged but retained. It was an English teacher. She sent home parent permission slips. One parent really had a problem with it and actually went to the board to try and remove the book completely. Not only was her child not allowed to read it, but she didn't think anybody should. This is where Green actually himself mentioned that this is more of a high school book. 2019, there was complained and alleged pornography, vulgar language. They removed the book. There's descriptions of pornography, there's smoking, and there's questions about a possible, it has to do with the tragedy. If you have any kind of content warnings that you need to be aware of, check this one before you read it. 2022, this one was a group called Purple for Parents in Indiana, called this book obscene. They wanted the book to be challenged. They distributed flyers. It was restricted for students. They had to be a certain age to be able to read this one. 2023, banned and challenged. This one's weird. It was for LGBTQIA plus content and for being explicit. This one doesn't really have LGBTQ content, but definitely does have some of the other things. Again, it was challenged. It keeps getting challenged. It keeps being brought up. It keeps being hit with these bans and challenges. Of everything that I've read, it's not like it's a standout or any more. It's kids. I'm sorry, parents. It's kids kind of doing a lot of the things that teenage kids do. Experiment with, try out, test out. There's smoking, there's drinking, there's pranks, there's exploring relationships with other people. So, yeah, it was fine. I gave it 4 stars. I'm not for banning any books. It won't be on my shelf just due to the age group that I teach and the community that I teach in. But, yeah, I like John Green. I've read several of his. I will continue to read his books. So, and they continue to get challenged and banned. Anyway, so that is Looking for Alaska, and that is our day 1 for the banned book week. I'm going to be reading all this week, all kinds of banned books. That's my pile of possibilities, and there's like 4 or 5 more. So again, the goal is 1 video a day all week highlighting beautiful banned books. Don't forget to read and maybe go check out some of the amazing things that are happening with Banned Book Week. Your library's probably participating. And this is Freedom Between the Pages is the theme for the Banned Book Week this week, which is awesome. All right. Happy reading. Have a fabulous day. And if you liked this, you might go check out my other banned book videos. They would be right here, maybe. Bye, guys.